Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. I've got an exciting blend for you guys today, so I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this out. I am like super excited to drink some of this because it smells really good. So tonight's blend is another employee blend on that came out of Adagio. The oh, it smells so nice, you guys. So it was actually the winner. Hey, Teresa, welcome. It was the winner of the employee blend contest for fall last year. Hey, Snea, welcome. And like I have to say, I haven't tasted or smelled this before, but oh my god, this smells really, really nice. Oh, excuse me. So tonight's blend is Cranberry Craze. And it's got rooibos, cinnamon apple, cranberries, cinnamon, and red peppercorn. And oh my god, this smells like fall. It's so good. What comes out the most is the apple cinnamon. That it's like a really hearty smell, and then you're getting like the cranberries right behind it. Oh my god, that's so good. So the red peppercorn, I was able to see it. Oh, I just realized I didn't. I didn't pour out the dry ones like I usually do because if I'm not slightly unprepared, it wouldn't be one of my streams. Hey Ma, welcome. But it's all good. I'll go ahead and pour some out now. Oh man, but like I am. Like this is a major inconvenience for me because I want to jump in and smell and drink some, and me forgetting is like holding me back. There we go. Okay, so now that I've gotten that out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and take my first sip. Oh my god, this smells like fall. Oh wow, that is really, really nice. I have to take another sip. Oh, this tastes like apple pie. Seriously, this is like really, really good. There's a nice little spice behind it. It's not too overbearing, but you get like a slight kick. That's probably from the cinnamon and the red peppercorn. There's not much else behind it that's too spicy. So this is a nice medium kind of burn to it. Light to medium, I should say, because it's not like, well, I try to estimate my own spice tolerance, and it's actually really, really good. Like there's very little kick to it, but it is there. And like the smell of it is kind of like adding to it. It's a strong enough blend on both senses, so that you experience it while you're drinking it, in between sips, in between breaths. It's very, very fragrant. Now this has been sitting in my cabinet for quite some time. Since at least I believe September, but it's holding up really well. The berries are still like very they're very fragrant. They're very strong. I'm really thoroughly enjoying this. Every time I breathe in and I speak, I'm still tasting it. It's got a really slow burn. This is really doing very, very well. Oh yeah, Ma, this is really good. And Teresa, unfortunately, you cannot order it from Adagio because it's only available in store. This was an employee blend, so unfortunately, you'll have to come to Chicago to get some. But this is really good. Or I could just mail some to you because I know where you live. Not to make it creepy or nothing. Actually, no, that's exactly what I was trying to do, trying to make it creepy. But hey, you're my sister, so everybody else, relax. I'm not a stalker yet. Anyway, but it's very, very tasty. I'm getting a lot of like apple pie sense to it. It's slightly creamy, but not very. It's naturally sweet. It's naturally citrusy. I'm getting a little bit of the citrus that comes from the cranberry, but it's the kind of flavor that I feel like I can bite into. You know, I didn't sweeten it. I didn't put anything. What are the health benefits of cranberries besides urinary tract infection? Well, I mean, like every other citrus fruit, it's going to have vitamin C in it. Antioxidants, definitely. And if you're only interested in the cranberries, but I would also like to mention that rooibos is very good as well for like cleaning out your kidneys. Rooibos is good for your stomach. No, urinary tract infection is not a health benefit, but it does treat urinary tract. It does treat your urinary tract and keeps it clear of infection. A lot of people drink cranberry juice to clear out a UTI, but in this case, it'll also continually cleanse you. In that case. Vodka cranberry, of course, that is that is that is an option. Oh, excuse me. So that sounds good as a nice summer drink. It would be great if it was iced. I tend to ice a lot of rooibos teas because they have a nice natural sweetness to them. That's like one great thing about it. It's really hard also. Sure, I can show you the bag. There you go, Cranberry Craze. And it was, I forgot whose blend that was. I want to give them credit, but I can't remember who it was. But anyway, yeah. I forgot what I was saying. Lost my train of thought. Anyway, yeah, it's oh yeah, iced. So rooibos in general is really hard to oversteep, really hard to mess up. So I would recommend if you were to make this iced, you can leave it in hot water for an hour and then add the ice to it, which is how I usually make herbal blends and tisanes, because the hot water really pulls out all of the juices. Excuse me. But cold steeping is also another viable option. You just put the tea in the pitcher and let it steep overnight, and you're good to go. That's what I did for my other two teas, and they came out really good. Mm. And there is one thing though I want to point out. I always bring this up when talking about rooibos because some people have texture issues when they drink. It kind of leaves a slightly grainy feeling. This actually does not have that much of the feeling. I'm assuming it's because there's not a lot of the rooibos in it. I'm getting, is it a mild tang or really tangy? It's very mild. Like there's nothing about this tea. Amanda, welcome. There's nothing in this tea that's overpowering. It's all very well blended. I'm getting a lot of. It's more like a whole roundabout experience rather than just having a specific taste that's coming out over one of the others. This is actually just really, really good, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far. Like it's very much a pie kind of taste. I'm getting a lot of the apple. I'm getting a lot of the it's the apple and the cranberry, but like the rooibos is giving it a bit of a crust kind of taste to it, and that's just adding to the experience. Um, like how do I put this? Um, Gilbert, welcome. I've got this whole like slightly earthy. Would I put a little bit of milk in it? No, I would not. Only because the cranberry. I mean, taste wise, it could be okay, but when you put milk in a tea that's got any kind of citrus in it, it'll curdle. So if that's something you want to avoid, me, I don't care either way. Um, but if I'm advising somebody to put milk in it, then I would leave that as like a bit of a side note. With the apple of my pie, which I believe I did like a year or two ago, the that would be easier to add milk to because you wouldn't get the strong citrus presence of the cranberry. So I have put milk in that, and it tasted really good. Uh, but other than that, I'd be very cautious as to how I sweeten it. But honestly, this doesn't need it. The natural flavors and the natural sweetness of it, it's not needed. If you do it for texture, and I mean, if you have, I mean, I'll put it this way: if you have texture issues, and you put some cream in it, the texture from the rooibos would be muted by the texture of the cream. So that might go down easier on the palate, but not. But like that's just in specific cases. This does not need cream at all. So what if it had a little bit of black tea in it? Then it would be caffeinated. It would be a little bit stronger, and it would be caffeinated. This is not caffeinated, so there'd be little effect of what a black tea would do besides that. Pops, welcome. I didn't even see you pop in. You see what I did there? Accidental pun. No. That was terrible. Anyway, so back to the tea. This is very. It's super flavorful. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. And it's for, I guess for some reason it's cooling off a little faster than I expected. Was this if I had put a little bit of black tea in it, would you put milk in it then? I mean, putting milk is because of the cranberry, not because of the tea that's in there. If you don't mind the milk curdling, then yeah, go ahead. I'd still do it just for creaminess, but it's not the tea that's averting me from doing it, or rather, it's not the tea that's averting me from advising it. It's the actual cranberry. Um, Now, if there was this very, very little cranberry, then that probably wouldn't be enough to affect the kernel. But it's got a heavy cranberry presence, so I would be a little bit hesitant in using milk. Um, but as well, like me personally, I don't care because that curdling effect, I don't care. I would drink it either way. I have put milk in the apple of my pie, um, and that didn't curdle because it doesn't have a strong citrus presence. But for this one, I would be more concerned about that. Otherwise, yeah, I say go for it. So before I forget, because I went through the trouble of taking out some of the dry stuff, so go ahead, take a look at this. So you can see right off the bat, this is a very, very fall-looking tea. You see a lot of browns, a lot of yellows, and those are some really big cranberries that have been dried out. Really, really nice. They're even still slightly soft. Then you have like the huge peppercorn presents. They're pretty much all over the place. And you know that that's the cinnamon bark, the big chunks of brown in the middle. The small short leaves, that's the rooibos. So you have everything that's in there. is very, very well put together. There's a an even amount of everything that really contributes to the flavor. So this must have been really difficult to balance when tasting, but it paid off because this is really you're absolutely right. It is a good looking tea. So something like this is what contributes to the overall quality of the flavor that you're getting. So when you where did I put it? Nah, I can't. Oh, it's over there. I was looking for the wet one. Now you're not going to see much of a difference because there's not a whole lot that absorbs the water. The most difference that you'll see is the cranberries because the hot water rehydrates all the cranberries and it just sucks it all up. You get the juices out. You can eat those cranberries. Oh, and the apples. Yeah, I meant to mention that in the dry one. But the apples, you can see they get all wet and squishy. Makes for a really delicious blend. But everything else, like you're not going to see much. On the side, you see the short leaves are still short. They do not retain a whole lot of moisture, so they're not going to expand. Same thing with the red peppercorn. There's very, very little expansion because it's naturally a dry spice. So you're going to see very little change if in its wet versus dry states. Is rooibos a tea? No, it is not. It is in. It's called a red tea, even though it's not a tea at all. It's actually just another herb. It comes from the actual red bush from South Africa, and the red bush is not Camellia sinensis. So anything that is Camellia sinensis is considered a tea. Anything else is considered an herbal blend or a tisane. Ah, so good. Oh my god. It kind of tastes like a really a really sweet like a cake. Like as it cools down, the sweetness is coming out even more. Who scared the cranberry? Is that a joke or I don't know. I probably scared the cranberry because I'm the one drinking it, and the only thing it sees is "Aww." So yeah, I would be afraid too if I was getting drank like that. Booberry, aww, that's terrible. Girl after my own heart. Yes, you can tell we are related. But yeah, that was bad. Okay, so I'm gonna do the Thomas taste, and let's see what differences I can find. Okay, I kind of screwed that up. I took a breath in the middle of it, so I'm gonna try that again. Okay, so with the Thomas taste, I'm getting a revamp of the cranberry actually being stronger than the apple, which is very different because I'm getting like a more citrus sweetness versus the earthy sweetness of the apple. It's really like it's like drinking two different teas at to a certain degree. I mean, it still has the overall taste, but you have apple going in and then coming out is cranberry, and they kind of replace each other. Um, and I'd be interested to see what the difference would be when it's iced, because I'm thinking that when it's iced, the sweetness of the apple and the cinnamon will overtake anything else. So you'll still have like the cranberry, but it won't be as prevalent, if that makes sense. You know what? That just gave me an idea. Because maybe one of these days I'll do a side by side comparison of an iced tea and a hot tea. You know what? That might be something worth looking into. Yeah, I'll set that on a calendar one of these days. Probably for summer because summer is for iced tea. Like there's no way around it. Um, but yeah, this is definitely something that I would love to have iced, and I'll probably do that at some point this summer. Okay, so questions, comments, anything you want to talk about? Now is the time to bring it up. I don't have many. Oh, I do have. Well, I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should talk about it because I'm not going to be streaming it for a long time. Screw it. I'll talk about it. Oh, desserts. Okay, while I get this thing, because this is something that I'm super excited about, I will talk about desserts. Now, what desserts would I pair it with? Dagnabbit. I can't find it. Since this is a very cake-like, or a very pie-like flavor, I would go with a pie. Anything that's good with citrus. Like a lemon cake, I'd go with. Apple pie for sure, because the tastes are very similar, so it's just continuation. Um, what else? What else? Uh, something soft tasting. I don't know if I would pair it with a chocolate cake because like it might be too polarizing. Um, but definitely something creamy. I would definitely put something like ice cream and pair it along with this tea. Banana bread. Yeah, I can see that. Banana bread because if it's bananas and apples, yeah, they go. Yeah, definitely. I could see that. So I wanted to show you guys this real quick because I am super proud of it. I already posted, but for those of you who missed my post, this is my first puar cake. It's not an actual cake, but it's a solidified, dried and aged tea that comes as a cake. It's a sheng puar, so that means that it's lightly oxidized, but it's still fermented the way puars should be. I bought this and I am like super duper excited about it because I've never had a puar before as a cake. And to me, this is something of a new experience. I wanted to age it a little more before I did anything with it. So today being 5/8/2020, I would love to do this maybe in a year or two and show you guys how it aged. Um, I mean, Bill Waterston, when we went to see his presentation, his class on just tea life, he was talking about a puar that he bought and he put it in the closet and totally forgot about it for about 5 to 10 years. I believe it was 5 years, but I don't remember for sure. So I'm just broad stroke, 5 to 10 years. And he found it later on, and he said that it added a lot of flavor to it. So that's like that's my intent. I'm not going to promise and say that I did it because this means a lot to me. This is like it's like a champagne. You know, it's like you have a beautiful piece that you want to preserve and you want to take care of. And I mean, it's simple. All you have to do is keep it in a place that's not got too much light and no moisture, and just let it be. And this is what you get. And you know, I mean, I spent a good amount of money on this, and I'm so like no regrets. This is a beautiful thing to me. So I am like thoroughly impressed. And one day I'm going to stream it. Oh, it smells really nice too. But that's a description for another day. No, don't fall. I gotta give myself a heart attack. So yeah, that was my beautiful tea experience. I do have a smaller sample though that I would love to do. The cake is about yay big. It's good for a teapot. So maybe I'll do that in a week or two. We'll see. In the meantime, I am thoroughly excited to taste it. Okay, questions, comments, anything, ratings for this. I need to come up with like a good rating system. Like it's 5 teacups, 4 teacups, or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. In the meantime, I would give this tea is really, really good. I would say about 4.5 out of 5. The only thing that I would change is I would add vanilla to it. Probably I would use a vanilla rooibos versus the apple cinnamon rooibos. I don't see any vanilla presence. But that's just my opinion. I think that it would really benefit for being a little bit creamier and a little bit sweeter. So yeah. As for announcements on the group, I don't have many announcements. Just that we are having another tea party tomorrow at 3:00 Central. So you're all invited. Last week's tea party lasted literally 5.5 hours, and it was a great experience. I love doing these, and it always surprises me by how long it lasts. But you guys have been just incredible and encouraging me to keep going. So this is why I do it, you know? I do it for you guys, and I want you to have a really great, memorable experience. So yeah, tomorrow is our next tea party. And we will be doing what we always do. Oh my God. Okay. I think that's it as far as announcements are concerned. I can't think of anything else off the bat that I need to address. Yeah, I'm just scrubbing my brain, make sure I don't miss anything. So I got maybe one or two sips left. So now's the time. Speak now or forever hold your peace. I lied. It was 2. But what a way to go! I'm always happy to have an extra sip that I didn't count on. Oh my God! Okay, last chance. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Oh, that is so good. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me again. This has been an incredible experience, and I will update the status. If you'd like to try this for yourself, unfortunately, you'd have to come to Chicago. But if you do, then let me know. I'll take you right there. In the meantime, have a great weekend, a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.